What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, Bulls secure a massive victory on the first night of our back-to-back against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and oh boy was it a close, tight, competitive finish, an entertaining game, but the Bulls surge in the end with a massive late game run to win the game. We're going to talk about what went right and what went wrong for the Chicago Bulls in this video. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, their game today, and your player of the game. We ended up winning this one 109-101, and before I get into the rights and the wrongs, what we did well, what we didn't do so well, we have to talk about the significance of this game. So as of now, where we stand, the Bulls will probably not catch Philadelphia, but we are still the 9th seed. We now have a 2-game or 3-game advantage, I believe, now over the Atlanta Hawks. We have a 36-39 record. Atlanta have a 34-40 record at this point in time. And with a big game coming up against them tomorrow, that could mean a whole lot of good for the Chicago Bulls to win this game. And if we could beat Atlanta, I mean, with not many games to go, you would have to think the Bulls would have probably secured that 9th seed by then. We'll have to wait and see. So that's the significance of a game like this. And for Minnesota, this game was fairly significant for them as well. Keep in mind, we didn't verse the healthiest Minnesota Timberwolves team we could, but in the same retrospect, they didn't verse the healthiest Chicago Bulls team either. We have a lot of season-ending injuries out there. That's just a harsh reality. At this point in time in the season, injuries do pile on for every team, and that is exactly what's happened for both teams there. But in saying that as well, this is a big game for them because they're trying to fight for the first seed. They are the first seed at the moment, but Denver and the OKC Thunder are not far behind them. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves trying to fight for that championship, the first seed could very much help them in every single way with home court advantage. So that's what they're fighting for at the moment. It means a lot for both teams, and thankfully, it's the Bulls that walk away from it. Now, it's typical Bulls fashion. We lose to the Pistons, we lose to the Wizards, we lose to Orlando, we lose to Brooklyn, we lose to every other team you can think of, West and East, the Rockets. I mean, I don't know why I said the Magic. They're actually having a very good season. But regardless, we're losing to teams we should be beating. And then you beat Minnesota Timberwolves twice in the season. I have massive respect for Minnesota. And the one thing I admired about their game today, they did not give up on this game. They were down all game. The Bulls, whether it was lucky calls, I will admit it. Sometimes Anthony Edwards didn't get the calls that he probably should have got, that should have led to free throws. I will be the first one to admit it. When it goes against us, I happily admit it. When it goes for us, you have to admit it as well. Can't be biased out here. But maybe it's the missed shots, the turnovers. The Bulls were really, really good offensively in the first half. Whatever the case may be, we were up all game, but Minnesota did not want to give up on it. And that's where I give all the respect, and I think that's the biggest difference from Timberwolves last year to Timberwolves this year. Timberwolves last year, if they were down by 11, they'd probably see it go to 20 or 30. Timberwolves down 11 this year, fought back tremendously, made it competitive. They took the lead in the end as well, and then the Bulls needed that late surge to win the game. But oh boy, was that late surge a phenomenal sight to see. Caruso getting 3 steals, DeRozan getting a big 3, Kobe White with the dagger with his 3 as well. We've got a couple of stops in there. A truly tremendous run at the end of the game to win the game. You can't ask for much more in that regard. We were this close. We were this close to blowing the lead. And the Bulls, they delivered in the end. So, let's talk about what went right. I want to talk about the first half mainly and talk about how good our offense was. Now, there are stats here that I want to bring to your guys' attention that I think will be very important as to how we win this game. So, the field goal percentage for the Bulls did really come down in the second half. We shot 52% from the field overall. In the first half, we scored over 65% from the field. So a really, really strong first half for the Bulls. If we didn't have the first half that we did, we probably would have got blown out of the water. That's how big that first half was for the Bulls. 3-point percentage, 58%. That did come down from the 62% that it was in the first half. That's the key in my opinion. Our efficiency in the first half brought us to a competitive standpoint in which we ended up winning the game. We're talking about turnovers as well. The Bulls did horrible in that regard. We had a total of 16 turnovers, but we also forced the Timberwolves into, I believe, 10 turnovers as well. Or maybe 14, actually. 14 turnovers. So that was a big thing in the game. And speaking of, we're looking at field goal percentages and stuff of that nature. The Timberwolves shot 47% from the field and a collective of 28% or 29% from the three-point line. So efficiency is the biggest difference, in my opinion, in this game. The Minnesota Timberwolves, with, you know, the heart and the fight that they had, were just not efficient compared to where the Bulls were. And the Bulls were extremely efficient in this game. So even though you could probably see the 50-50 stats, the rebounding stats, and all these things go against the Bulls, the efficiency was on our side today. And that's the key, in my opinion, to this victory. You look at who was the biggest talking point for this efficiency. You have to start off with the first and the only Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso, for a lot of this game, was 5 from 5 from the three-point line. He finished the game with a collective of a 21-point night with 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals in this game. He was 7 from 8 from the field and 7 from 8 from the three-point line. 7 threes for Alex Caruso today. Wow. And talk about plus minus, he was plus 6 on the night. Ayo Dosunmu had the biggest plus minus in the team, so congratulations to him, who also had a decent showing today. But oh boy, did we need every single bit of what Alex Caruso provided for the Bulls, and he delivered and delivered big. But speaking of delivering big, DeRozan was there as well, doing his thing, 27 points and 8 assists on the night. When we needed a bucket, he was the guy. He's always been that way. He's always been the guy when we need a bucket. Now, unfortunately, there are some moments in the season where that's frustrating, to say the least, because when we need a bucket and DeRozan is just not shooting well, it turns into a disaster fest. Just being honest here. But today, he was efficient, he was effective, he was playmaking as well. He did everything we needed from him and then some. And not to mention, he played a big factor in the rebounding and steals category as well. So big performances and big step-ups. In the first half, we had 3 players in double figures. We ended the game with 5 players in double figures. Every single one of our starters had double figures in points. DeRozan 27, Caruso 21, Vucevic with 19. Almost got a triple-double today, Nikola Vucevic. Ayo with 13, Kobe White with 17. Both of them did it with fairly effective efficiency. Let's take a look at the efficiency stats. DeRozan had 47%, 48%, my apologies, efficiency-wise. Caruso was 87%, Vucevic 50%, Ayo with 55%, and Kobe White with 60%. Our starters, efficient, effective, and delivered. And the bench wasn't too bad behind it as well. Javonte Green made some pretty interesting plays. Got a couple of nice little, pickpocket steals, which was effective. Drummond, 6 points and 9 rebounds in 16 minutes. Quite impressive as well. Really can't complain. With that being said, my player of the game today would have to be Alex Caruso. I can't ignore 7 from 8 from the field, 87% efficiency, 5 steals and 5 assists with 5 rebounds. I mean, DeRozan would normally be a shoo-in for that award today, but Caruso, on another level. Fantastic performance from him. Puts himself in a big, huge standing point when it comes to all-NBA defensive team. Shout out to him today. Hopefully he can continue to play and make the difference on the defensive end. We're going to need him against the Hawks, put it that way. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.